Hello, world. It is Ryan, aka Crownson's Corner, and this is the Healing Chefs podcast. I'm just trying to get a link up there so everyone can join into the live. Again, I'm Ryan, Crownson's Corner. The other co-host of the podcast is Jay True. Hello.
What's up?
How we doing, everybody? So again, True is the co-host. Is sitting up there messing with that Focus V real quick. Smells lovely.
Galactic glue.
Galactic glue. And so real quick, Healing Chefs podcast is all about chefs, right? Chef comes from the word chief meaning the leader. Everyone that I have on here, I believe, is a leader in their own right. So today's chef is JD, aka Growing is Great.
Life's growing great.
Life's growing great. My.
No, you actually know me. It's all gravy.
And take two. JD, life is growing great.
There we go. Hey, I'll take it.
Everybody. We don't smoke weed or anything. My brain's not got pockets in it. All right. So thank you very much for coming.
It's absolutely my pleasure.
It's been awesome. You like us talking though.
Getting to know each other and finally meeting is more than great to be here. Fantastic.
Absolutely. So before we jump into any of the segments, can you explain let me get rid of this because I keep playing with this. Can you explain to the people on YouTube and then also the listeners on Spotify exactly who you are, what you do, and then we'll get into more of the journey stuff?
Well, I am technically Life's Growing Great or Life Grow. Most people just know me by JD. You don't need to know more than that. What I do is I'm one of the managerial leads, jack of all trades over at one of the biggest grows in the valley. I'd rather not start getting into names or discussing things like that because this is the best. No, this is the best. No, so I hate to ever be like this company or that. I'm not here for the nonsense.
Yeah, no, and we aren't.
I you've seen some of those rooms. They're 1,500 plants. They're two-tiered. It's a little bit of work. We got to do so. We got some things to do.
Yeah, a couple things, light work.
Light work.
Right. But awesome, man. Thank you very much for explaining that. And those of you who know, is JD, and life is growing great.
It always is.
But we'll go ahead and jump into the first segment, which is cannabis journey. And take a walk. Sweet.
All right.
So cannabis journey is all about how you found cannabis, how you started, and where you're at with it now.
All right, I'm fiddling with my.
True, you good, dog? Did that shit hit you? Like, bro? Oh, you're just looking at that.
Yeah, I get fascinated on the videos.
Okay, cool. I was just seeing that look that you said that happens at your house sometimes. You just.
You're 1,000 yards
staring. I know that stare.
I live for that stare.
Awesome. Sorry.
All right, back to the segment though. So my cannabis journey. Wow. Okay, I didn't go looking for cannabis. That shit found me. I'm an old ass head. I've been at it since '96. Since disappointing my mom since the 9th grade. Mwah, love you. I know you're watching. But yeah. She's always been great, supportive. So my cannabis journey, I started off, I was born and bred in Utah, small Mormon town. And thanks to our wonderful government and the DARE program, I discovered drugs.
Yeah. So I wanted that suitcase that they showed us full.
Just because I was like, what is it?
It's a collection.
I've always been an inquisitive kid or individual, whatever you want to call it. And so, you're a teenager and you want to rebel? No kidding. Don't we all? So right. I ended up having some friends be like, me, you want to come and smoke with us after lunch? I didn't even know what fucking weed was, and I'm just like, sure, because I'm friends with everybody.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Like, I'm fine with that.
You guys seem cool.
Yeah, or we're like we were cool, so
Right.
it was just like, do you want to like? Anyways, so we end up going and the old fucking pop can top old school poor man's pipe, and it was some of the bricked up nastiest swag that you could imagine. The fact that it ever made it to Utah, it was somebody's dog had slept on it and somebody's horse was eating it. Oh my god. And I look back on how lucky that's not part of this segment. Okay, back to here.
You're good.
So I went with my homies, we started smoking, and I know a lot of people who are like, oh, I didn't even notice my first time. Not me, dog. I'm talking high, like really high.
Hell yeah.
Like to the point where I'm just like eating cookies. I remember they were those fucking Hill Country Farm, the Milano cookies.
Oh yeah, Pepperidge Farm.
Yeah,
Remember?
Pepperidge Farm.
Yeah.
There we go. Pepperidge Farm. Thank you. There's actually that was
The mint Milanos are cracking
gas. So point being is that the factory for Pepperidge Farm was in this valley. So the homie had a 3-pound bag of yeah, exactly. Stop. So I'm there just like mouth is so dry. I'm just eating them and just keeping stuffing them into my face. And I'm just like, I'm so thirsty. And fucking he has to go and get me some water. And he's like, okay, try and drink it. They're like, see if you can drink it while you're spinning around. And I was like, okay. And then I just fucking gulping it and I fall over and there's cookies coming out of my mouth and I'm fucking laughing and cracking up and Mikey's laughing even higher. Like, and Sean was rolling on the floor. It was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
When I went back home, fucking got the best night's sleep of my life, and I had found what worked for me at that point.
Oh yeah.
But at that point, I'm also in a tightly regulated area that does not have any cannabis coming into the area. It does not have any small Mormon community, and they have a certain code of how they like to, they don't drink drugs, and like caffeine. Yeah, you already beat me to it. I was just like everybody here on drugs. It's like you take Tylenol, you on drugs. So people just seem to skew the terms between legality and drugs.
Yeah.
It's just
that word illegal and legal that makes them happy.
And so, man, I have another story that I would love to get into about that too. But so end up getting hella faded and then decide, okay, this isn't easy to come by. And at this point in time, minimum wage was maybe fucking $4.15, and you're paying $20 for an eighth of some of the dirtiest Reggie. Half of it's going to be seeds that are broken in half.
Seeds and stems.
Yeah, if you're lucky. It's mostly just stems.
Or lime peels.
No, that's
shit.
actually after I brought it back. And when that's when I got the lemon peels treatment. We had a whole way that we would debrick them, steam them, fucking fluff them up. Yeah, this is 20 years ago. Statute of limitations. Also allegedly.
Yeah. This is all satire.
Yeah, exactly. So I decided we're in a small town. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go get it. And I had a few close homies and we started going up to Salt Lake City. And
SLC Punk.
That's still one of my favorites.
Yep.
Went up to Salt Lake City, tried to we went to like the biggest park because we knew that there were some drum circles that are held there. And that's when I fucking first got to dance with Sweet Lady Lucy. And it was an amazing experience. So we went up there and everything just clicked. And so we're like, fuck it, let's go back next weekend. And then it started becoming even more productive for us or advantageous to keep going up and visiting and getting to know more of the people at the circles and then saying what's up and fucking hopping in and dancing like a crazy man with everybody. And it's a blast, dude. I don't know why people like fucking. It's not just girls. We all want to have fun. 151 rum.
Society is just sitting here like telling us and shit what's okay to
Exactly.
do, and I'm
I
at
don't-
a point in my life I'm like, what? I've been wasting so much time. I don't give a shit what you think.
yeah. So I was lucky enough to feel that way at 16 and 17, and
Dope.
that's a double-edged sword though, because for as much, again, back to my sweet mother, god damn, there's a place in heaven for her because she had to deal with me. So
Same here.
yeah,
I'm
I loved her to death, but
I'm not me. I'm a saint.
you, of course, I know it from the
So
second I
full of
saw you.
shit.
I know you are. So we decided, fuck it. If we can't have it, we go get it. And so we started making trips up, and then more people started wanting to come up and make trips and start. And one thing leads to another, and it's just like the fucking scene is just too hot now. Everybody fucked around. And everybody wanted to make a solo run to make fucking 12 extra pennies. And it's just like, now it's all fucked up. Now we can't do that
Yeah.
no more. Fucking ended up getting squealed on and spent a little time in juvenile detention. Learned my lesson. I kind of had to move smarter, for lack of a better word, as I am a tax-paying, job-holding federal citizen, sir.
Yeah.
So, it's really interesting because, I have always walked this fine line for almost a decade of where I lived like an outlaw. I did what I want. I was a fucking pirate.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. So more or less, that is how I found cannabis. Is I went and got it, caught fucking. We stopped on our way.
Hooked on a feeling.
I'm telling you, it's a spirit talking to you, brother. So we would come back down. We had a friend who was right in between, so we would pit stop there, break it down, be back for school on Monday.
Hell yeah.
Here to serve.
Priorities, man.
Yeah, man.
Priorities.
So I've been doing this, this shit since somebody has told me that it's wrong, but when you said one thing, and then when I did it, that's not what happened. I didn't start raving mad. I've always been fucking raving mad. So the point being is just like, it doesn't.
The fear mongering.
Yeah, the fear mongering. The at the time of like 96, they just barely passed 215, and I even remember talking to my homies who were talking about college, be like, what the fuck, you guys are going to college? Let's go out to California, go fucking grow this shit.
Yeah.
And nobody else fucking was like, I don't know. I'm just like, fuck. And I had a little bit more work to do for the state so that I could not have anything carry over to my adult.
I know.
I feel you feel. You know what I'm trying to say?
I'm on diversion right now.
Okay, so I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
thankfully, I haven't been in trouble since I was 16, fucking around. Found out. So
yeah, I keep fucking around.
So then, we don't. We both sometimes it stays like that. So started bringing back packs, and like I said, filthy, dirty. And so we were like, God, this looks awful. And so we started doing this weird steamer over, like we get a big ass pot of water, steam it, and then we put a colander on top of that, and then put a lid on top of the colander. And when you do it, it gets it just like hot enough to start like burn off all the fucking pesticides that are on it, or like most of them. And then the weed starts to fluff up, and then what, orange, lemon? What flavor are we going with today, guys? And then toss that at the bottom of the bag. And then hopefully that permeates the rest of the bag, because there was no such thing as names of weed at that time, or like, what's a terp? So I remember vividly the first time I smoked the blueberry. And I don't know if it was DJ Shorts or where or who, but this was in 2000 and before 2000, because I wasn't out of high school yet. But somebody had, he said like the blueberry, and I was just like, what the fuck is he talking about? And he pulled out the blueberry, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Because I had only seen shit press clamped.
Yeah.
And that's it was amazing. It looked like all bubbly and like that's the way it like grew
The
like
fat
bubbles.
calyx.
It's like it's like the shit that you be seeing now of where it's like
frosty and fat
it's frosty.
calyxy,
But there's like a certain.
pillowy.
I am almost like it's like bubbly. I don't know how to describe it. Like literally the bud structure was so rounded and just it's like I'd never seen no cannabis like that before. So I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
I hit it. I was like, yo, this shit straight tastes like blueberries. And he's like, that's why it's called the blueberry. And I was just like, oh man, schnozberries do taste like schnozberries.
Except for don't look up what a schnozberry is supposed to taste like.
Actually, now I'm gonna have to.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, everybody.
Everyone.
Sorry, everybody.
So yeah, so that's kind of what got me started on my journey. And then
Diddy.
Stop. Yeah, no. So I went ahead and I'm a refugee of the Great Divorce era starting in the 90s. So
yeah,
my stepfather at the time, I just like the last year of us being in Utah, it was just tumultuous because they knew they were going to get a divorce as soon as I graduated. So that last year of high school, I'll do whatever the fuck I want. And it was a really big growing moment for me, but also started leading toward a more slippery slope.
Okay. I understand that. And with cannabis, did that bring a little bit of like calm in those situations for you? Did you find a little
calm
escape maybe?
I would say not a strong enough adjective. My homies are smoking it, loving it, but I am in like my heart of hearts, my fucking pit of my stomach being like, I love this shit. I want to grow this shit.
Yeah.
I go to fucking Hastings on Thursdays to read the high times on this shelf about this shit. Like, I remember reading the fucking high times, like one where if the Be Real How to Roll a Blunt, and fucking like that edition came out, and we all we're too young to buy tobacco, so we're trying to find people to buy us a cigar, and it's just like it was just a different time. It was fucking awesome. Though
that's the throwback, man. Because I used to even like go into like Barnes and Noble, and
wherever you read your magazines,
and just sit there and read them and shit.
Just
when people are just staring at you, and I'm just like, say something,
stare longer, take a picture. It'll even last longer.
My mom caught me first.
I know I'm pretty.
Looking at one. My mom beat my ass.
Shit, yeah. I was lucky enough to have an older brother, so we got to roll out there and would have gotten our asses beat had mom found out. But again, at the same time, she's dealing with the divorce, so it's like kind of letting the psychos run the psych ward type of thing for that last year.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all love. Where I'm great with my family. They know how much I adore them. But yeah, it wasn't always like that. There was a very sharp time between, hey, these are our spiritual beliefs and we don't do that and this and that, and your right of privilege, get the fuck out, or I'm sorry, please leave. I think that I'm not sure, True barely looks a day over 22, but us older heads are yeah, you like that? I'm old, so it's like I had to live through like complete prohibition of the plant, and growing up on actual boomers who grew up under Anslinger, filthy Nazi, his whole regime and propaganda. And it worked like a charm, just like it did for the Nazis. Imagine that. They hired the government is fucked.
I mean, we could go into it.
Yeah. Let's just leave it at that. So, so that's kind of like how I started getting into it.
Dope.
Then when Divide happened, I went with my mom and moved out here to Phoenix for a few years. Was biting off a little bit more than I could chew. I could smell the smoke coming when there's a fire, and just like when people are starting to change. And so I eventually had to go ahead and then go back out. I think my mom had got remarried to the person who I call my father, because he's the only man that's ever been there for like 20 plus years. Actually, this pendant is made out of his ashes. He just passed 2 years ago. So they told when at the crematorium or whatever, they're like, "Oh, hey, we got something for everybody," and I was like, "Yeah, bullshit." Flipped through there and found, and my mom was like, "This one?" I was like, "I guess so. They have something for everybody."
Jeez.
And so, you know,
But I like that, man.
yeah. So it's just like I'm glad that it's becoming more mainstream or just like that. But it's just like, it's I like to carry a little piece of him with me, and it just helps me remember to be like true to me. I answer to nobody except like me and what
Mm-hmm.
God, for lack of a better word, whatever you want to call it. Insert your adjective here. I don't. It's there's.
I got my drive and everything for this kind of stuff from my stepdad, who was basically my father growing up. So
Interesting.
I definitely feel that. Like he was an entrepreneur. He had his own job and everything like that. And I told him when I was growing up, I said, "Hey, I want to do what you're doing." Because I mean, I don't like answering to anybody. I like doing my own thing, and I still got, you still got to answer to some people.
No,
with
obviously.
jobs and stuff. But
Yeah.
at a certain point, I want to create my own life, and I'm like, damn, that was a good example for me. So I feel that.
Sure. Yeah, it's very powerful experiences like that.
Because I didn't have that father figure.
Never, dude. That's what. Oh, so yeah, that's what I'm saying about the epidemic of like fatherless boys who had to grow up. Okay. Point made. I didn't even ask, but it's just like I know that there's a generation of us who had nobody to look up to, didn't know what to do, didn't. I mean, that's why I feel like so unfortunate for people who get caught up in gangs or other shit, and
also,
just
you
like
hit a trauma too, and you could get stunted.
Dude, I've probably got some bizarre forms of PTSD that I can't even. Well, me and my psychiatrist will talk about that when I got insurance. The point being is that like a lot of things happen in your life that you don't even realize are traumatic to you until you think back to the situation.
Oh, bro, there's stuff going on nowadays that have triggered stuff within me that I don't talk about with anybody.
No, I'm right there with you.
I'm just like, what? What?
Yeah.
I'm like, I wasn't ready for this shit. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I didn't even have any.
No, I got to have like a really like heartfelt one-to-one with my mom. She just had knee replacement surgery. I would like to. There's some medical talk I'd like to do about that if you'd like to get into it. But we just had like a wonderful talk. It's like I saw her all on the couch because she's like just had her. She's almost a fucking T1000 at this point. She got 2 bionic knees. She like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, man, and Dad died 2 years ago. So it's like, fuck, we're all just dust in the wind. Like nobody's better than that. And I've always believed in like the soul is the soul and your body is its shell. It's just we're meat bags.
Absolutely.
And so it's just like none of this matters. Like if I even like close my eyes and my loved ones or somebody that I know walked by, I would be able to recognize their energy or vibes. I don't know, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But like, so as I'm out of this body and cruising through the astral realms, I mean, like after I'm gone and passed, like I think that there's very much more work to be done then even than now.
This is a starting point. I think
this is the learning point.
Yeah, this is the school.
Exactly.
You're either going to learn or you're going to repeat your grade.
Yep. And it's sink or swim and the average drowned. Shit. Didn't we all?
And real quick, I appreciate that. We'll probably jump into a little more cannabis, but we're going to go ahead and jump into the next segment. We're going to maybe like make one of them a little bit tighten up on like the mental health one, but we'll go ahead and go into Trip Tales real quick. All right. Hell yeah. And
okay.
So Trip Tales is all about like psychedelic experience. You and I both know have had a lot.
I've watched your show. I couldn't wait to come on and share some of my stories there of the psychedelic experience.
Absolutely. So what would you like to share with us today?
Well, first off, like the last time I did some skywalking, the overarching message is just like I said it the other day in one of my stories. Is like, I'll tell you the truth, boys and girls. Don't do drugs because they're so much fucking fun that you're not going to want to do them less. Life will become lame. It'll never be the same. And that's the reason you shouldn't get fucked up. Not because of this or that, but it's like, toe your line, know your balance. And so, like, I just like, you're not built like this. You ain't me. You are like, no, you can't eat this many tabs. You can't just munch them back. You're fucking be like somewhere where you don't want to go. But I'm trying to go there and infinity and beyond.
Absolutely.
And so sometimes I need that hard reset to remember like who I am. And I had the advantage of taking with my mom's knee replacement surgery of taking advantage. I had 9 days off. And so I like did what I did, and it took me to outer space. And
Yeah.
I found God, held my hand, and we talked along the way. It was like 4 hours of weird interdimensional download, just like laying on my floor, staring at the ceiling. But like everything, just like click, 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 like Tetris. Like every question I like asked myself was answered by, yeah. And it's just like, fucking, I was crying. I don't like, don't do this at a party. Like cause I was weeping, I was crying, like, but it was beautiful. Like,
hell yeah, bro.
Like,
That's
that's exactly what I needed. And so it's like,
I just did that
if you're trying to, drip out and be flossy in the club, you don't want to be able to barely get off the floor because you're crying so much with happiness. It's not the time or the place. That's what I mean. Like, toe the line, man.
Depends on what kind of party it is.
Exactly.
Say it, perfect. Well, we should all party then.
Yeah.
Long story short is just
I'll clap for you.
That's one of my most recent ones, and I just like had to call all of my family members and just like tell them like, hey, fucking tomorrow isn't promised. Can I tell you how much I love you today? Like, from when we were kids, helping each other out because nobody else was there, and mom was working, and this or that, and it's so nice to be able to finally have that open relationship.
Yeah, I love that shit. That's a good ass point, because I'll trip out and shit like that, and I'll get hit with that, and I'll just hit up my mom or somebody and just tell them like shit like that, and they're like, "You're making me cry." I'm like, "Well, I already did.
You earned it." Yeah,
I already did.
I was like, yeah,
I was already crying about this shit.
Yeah,
you did it all. I'm just recognizing for what you did, and
there's
just so much in life that I've been focused on the wrong shit, and that shit like slaps you back and goes, "Hey, look around."
Holy shit. There's like the people who fucking, and even like, I will say this openly, you're going to love me with a passion or fucking hate me to death. And I would never settle for less. I don't want you to be like, who? JD? Huh? No, that tall motherfucker with the beard. Okay, yeah.
Same here.
Shit,
and it's
same
like,
here.
yo, you remember me.
I resemble that.
Sorry.
We're like, hold on.
The less handsome version of the oh so humble Ryan over here.
Oh,
No,
yeah, I'm so humble. Let me tell you how humble I am.
Right? Exactly. So yeah, I really enjoy psychedelics. I think that, again, they're not meant for everybody. Just like alcohol wasn't really meant for me. I'm not much of a drinker, so if
hurts my body.
Yeah, you don't say. It's almost like I'm drinking poison.
Mm-hmm.
It is. So
that's technically what you're doing.
Yeah. So okay, like people don't read or even Google shit anymore, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I'm just like yeah, I'm not. And so like I like very much of like, oh, like somebody was like, hey man, what's your favorite drink? I'm gonna bring some. I was like, nah, dog, I don't drink. I do drugs.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you other than that.
Like, bring drugs?
No, but it's just like, I don't drink alcohol. I'm not going to intricately break down the reasons or why I choose to be me. Nor do I have to.
Exactly.
So
That
it's
last
like
part.
taking power over like my self control of like,
this
is my life. Like I said, so it's like nobody else gets a say in it.
No.
And like, unless I respect you enough to listen to you. And there's been so few people who I've met along my travels that are really genuine, that aren't just trying to grease your wheels or say what they need to say so they can step on your neck to get to the top.
Especially in this industry.
Bro,
That, I mean, and that's a whole thing that I'm breaking through over this time, more so now with True along with me and stuff like that, is because a lot of people have been thinking that I'm trying to get them on or whatever to step on their necks and like get somewhere, and I'm like,
no,
not at all.
I'm speaking the truth.
Yeah,
if you consider that a slant against you, maybe you need to go take a long fucking look in the mirror. Like,
Yes,
I'm
I
not
do
here
that
talking shit to anybody.
Nah.
I'm here just like
a lot of people take the truth for shit talking. That's something I tell my
Yeah.
girl all the time. Facts are facts.
You might not like the way I say it because,
Exactly.
again, I've not brought up in a professional environment. I lived like a fucking pirate for 10 years.
I was a sergeant in the Army.
Okay, so you know how to run it. I was the exact
I'm not even
opposite.
gonna say.
I was over in the fucking California hills, fucking up in Humboldt, back when you could still make money doing the old trimigration.
Yeah.
And go up there for fucking 3 months. You play your cards right, and you fucking come back with guap. And it's just like, oh, somebody else smoked the entire fucking 3 months away and barely have enough gas money to get home. Because where I was trimming at, more or less, they break you off what needs to be as much as like a pound, I think, at a time, or more, depending. But then they would buy it back from me trimmed for $200 to $300. And so that's kind of how that worked. Smoke as much of this shit as you want. But
we ain't buying.
Or point being is we can't buy it, but we don't smoke. My friend Nicole, she had it's funny because I was up there. I was like, I was fucking bred for this shit, living in a tent with a dog with my pistol. All right. And it's just like, weirdly, I felt more safe in that environment than I do sometimes in corporate cannabis, because ain't nobody gonna talk no shit. Everybody's got a fucking pit bull and a pistol. Like,
you handle that shit on the hill. And that's it.
And point being is, it's
Sasquatch
like,
will get you.
If we lose our heads, then everybody loses their fucking head. So just keep it fucking cool, chill, do your work, go smoke, take a fucking break. You're here trimming. It's like I said, if you want to shit away 3 months just smoking weed, go for it. Otherwise, I'm fucking pulling in almost $600 a day because I can trim 3 pounds while I'm smoking.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know what your subjective experience as a human being is like.
Right.
But you clearly aren't built to do it like I do. Not that I'm better or I'm the fucking, I can outsmoke anybody, this or that. No. It doesn't even matter.
That's that's the thing. That's it right there. That it ignites people's insecurities and shit. When you're good at something, don't let my confidence trigger your insecurity. Because I'm coming in here and I'm gonna do this shit, and I do shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. And get the fuck out of my kitchen, or help me out, or get the fuck out of my kitchen.
Yeah, no, well said. Because it's like my big three, and like they know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, let me smoke some weed.
Yeah. She ready?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, I've gone through that a lot lately. A lot of people trying to like jump into different things and everything. Like we all live our own lives. Like that's one thing. Like we can't respond all the time to all these different people doing all these different things, because again, we're all on our own path. And this is what psychedelics has shown me. Like I may be almost 40, but it doesn't matter where I'm at or where you're at. We haven't walked the same path at all.
No, nobody has.
So
you don't know me, don't get what I've been through.
Yeah, so don't get mad when like somebody's good at something or someone's or whatever. Maybe they earned that shit. Maybe they're bad at something that you're good at. You know what I'm saying? Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And especially
for myself, that made me shut the fuck up too, because I'm like, wait, what are you complaining about other people? So that's the thing with psychedelics has taught me, is treat people how you would want them to treat you. Like we always ask all these people, I want people to treat me nice and do this and do that. But if you do it first, then the world starts responding.
Yeah, the whole golden rule, do unto others as you have do unto you. I live by the platinum rule. Do better than others to make them want to be you.
Right.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
Like don't just like,
I'll take care of me.
Do
for
good.
You.
Yeah. Like do fucking great. Like, do the best. Just win. Like, I'll cheer
And
you on. I'll be there.
psychedelics help you get there too.
It helped accentuate that positivity in me as I'm going through all of these hardships of dealing with no father, stepdads, whatever else. Like, things again that I feel like now probably had more trauma on me than I like think. I like, thankfully, like, God bless, I was in a very precocious situation the other day and I felt some type of weird psychosexual dominance trying to be played over me. And it was like the most bizarre fucking thing. I almost got up and fucking pincushioned this motherfucker. I'm sorry. I'm just, the point being is just that it's just like, it's awful. It's so disrespectful to like talk to people like that.
Lord.
But, yeah, I very much, I'm
sorry, but these truth's killing me.
Yeah, that's nice too. Would you bless us with, True? That's hash. I know the difference.
Y'all split it. Y'all split it.
Y'all split it. Oh, you need to reload that, huh?
Y'all split it. Oh.
I've been dabbing and smoking since 6 a.m.
I would expect nothing less.
Y'all split that hit. I didn't split nothing. I split my lungs.
I see you on there cheersing all the time, bro. Oh, Dafarino nose hits himself. I got that, and it's funny as fuck because me and my brother used to do nose hits with a pipe, and people would be like, "What the fuck are you two doing?" And she's like, "Nose hits, bro." Exactly. I've always kind of lived like an outlaw to a certain extent, even when I wasn't. Like I've always been kind of different. I always have kind of done my own thing. So I never got involved with like gangs or this or that. I don't need fucking make sure that the big homie knows that just like, no, I don't want to make sure. It's like, everybody's different. Everything's like, nobody's inherently good or bad. Everybody is
just them.
Situational.
Yeah. Some of the dopest ass people were actually in gangs and shit like that because all they wanted to do was take care of themselves and their family.
Friends, family, and community.
Right.
It's people get egos or what made gangs.
It's the fear. It's the fear mongering that our society constantly does. So we separate ourselves, whether it be gangs, colors, race,
politics,
religion, sexuality, prison, fucking whatever. Here at Healing Chefs, we don't care who you fuck or
right with you. Don't actually. I won't even ask. You don't have to tell me and think you're bragging.
But you don't. But
don't ask, don't tell.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, live your life.
Have
Do
fun.
what you want. I hope you enjoy it.
I hope so.
Yeah. So and psychedelics gave me a good look at that, and enjoy them, but know your limits. Be honest with yourself. Don't fucking go for Mr. Hero dose. You ain't a hero yet.
Yeah. True.
I'm fucking 43 and I can barely
kill me with the dabs, with everything.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go ahead and jump into this real quick break. We'll have a little segment of mental health as well, and then we'll finish up with plug talk.
Perfect.
Habari Entertainment Films present There's Only One Name for News with Damon and Iesha. Habari Live Podcast. Habari Entertainment. A race against time. On a quest for glory. Habari News Weekly, HabariEntertainment.com. Catch us for more. Visit us, HabariEntertainment.com.
All right, and mental health is wealth, real quick. Mm-hmm.
Fire hash.
Oh my god, my fucking lungs inverted. Oh man, good, roast me in the comments. We'll be talking. We'll be live on Tuesday talking about this Tuesday night. All right, awesome. So mental health as well. you wanted to talk about,
I could speak on my own mental health as well, in the sense of
but you also wanted to say
you
about
can't. I'd like to bring up a medical topic on how
the cannabis
is game changing for people who especially if you don't have a tolerance, if you haven't been smoking for 25 plus years. It's amazing what it can do for your entire body. But mental health as well. It's like, well, I can touch on this one real quick. There's a constant dance in between my head and my heart. Feels like my body and soul are inside me fighting. It's tough, and it's because guess what? We've all been through it. We've all been depressed. We've all thought about it. Just put your whatever down. Don't do it. It's gonna get better. I know it sounds hokey and cheesy, but it's just like, you get through it and you'll get through today, and it's like you'll learn that you can make it back from an even worse crash landing. And it's like, hey, you know what? You have to be able to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't taking care of myself, I wouldn't be able to tend to my non-walking mom, fucking my 16-year-old dying dog. Like shit. Like, so I have to make sure that I am, and again, my moral compass is so fucking skewed like north to what I feel like justice is, and where it's like, dog, I can't, like, that feeling of that mind in your body is fighting you. Is that's your moral compass? Whoever I'm pointing at right now at these cameras is like that. If you feel like that is going on, like if you were feeling like weirdly like I'm just depressed all the time, this or that, like, look around. Have you not gotten out of bed for 2 weeks? When was the last time you washed your sheets? When was the last time you washed your ass? Exactly. I'd feel like shit too if I'd laid in bed for 2 weeks. I'd probably barely be able to walk.
Life is what you make it.
Yeah, and like and time is all we have, and like I'm like, that's another thing that just like I had to come to realization as I'm turning 43. Is it's just like, yeah, like you got to take care of yourself mentally. Like there's a reason they always say mind, body, and soul. There's a direct correlation between those things, whether you're religious or not.
You're the observing and the observer.
And you also are only capable of seeing it through first person view. Yeah, exactly. With my skill, whatever skill tree I decided to pick up on.
I wanted to say was in my head earlier today. Like, people will say when you do drugs or something, don't look in the mirror or something like that. But I do that shit all the time to make myself recognize,
to be aware of who you are.
This is who, like, no one, but also no one else sees you when I'm talking to me. No one else sees me the way I see me.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, well said.
Understand that this, whatever you see, you never look like that to anybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why another reason I wanted to do this shit, because I told people I know my color red, but I want to know your color red because I know it can't be the same. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely something that's been on my mind a lot lately.
Absolutely. And with mental health as wealth, just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. We live in a desert. Drink that fucking water. Like, just like
electrolytes though too. When you're dehydrated, you need electrolytes first, then the water.
Absolutely. Just like you would add nutrients for your plants. You water those plants, you feed those plants, you watch them grow.
Plants in the human body have more in common than people give credit to.
Thank
people
you.
Don't understand. We're so
you
unnatural.
Sound like a goddamn genius right now.
We're so unnatural.
We root ourselves with earth. We have to feed ourselves. We have to nourish ourselves, and with water, we have to flush the toxins out of our body. Every day when you go outside, you're intaking toxins. When you drink soda, juice, anything, you're intaking toxins. That's the big misconception. A candle. Yeah, big misconception with water. It doesn't really hydrate you. What it does is it flushes you out. Unless you have water with minerals and other things added into it, then that hydrates you. If you're looking to get hydrated, watermelon juice, coconut juice,
exactly,
things like that.
There's a new Gatorade that I had up here.
Gatorade Fit.
The Gatorade Fit is made with watermelon juice.
They have ones like Electrolyte or something.
It's called Gatorlyte.
I've been seeing those.
That Fit one is fire. During the summer last year when I was doing deliveries and stuff, when it was hot as hell, I get water in one of those Gatorade Fits that have that watermelon juice, and I swear, my body immediately is just like responding, like, oh shit, yeah, that's what we
let
needed.
me backpack off that. And
Sorry.
if you ever are trying to flush your shit out, drink distilled water, because water can hold only so many milligrams, like water molecules can only hold so many toxins. So if you've added like minerals, other things, this or that, those are going to be in the way of flushing your system out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So distilled water for flushing your shit out, and then I'd say spring water or something where you feel confident of like it's clean water.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So
take care of your mind and your body.
Yeah.
It's all a system.
I don't know if I could just for a moment share the medical story of cannabis with why we're talking about it, or if there was another segment, but
we have another segment, but it's just promo. This is more important.
This would be your plug
say less.
talk.
This is perfect.
Is your plug talk.
So again, I've back to the last like 2 weeks of my life. Mom's, had a new full knee surgery replacement, and she had already gotten one done, and it was so awful for her. I was fortunate enough to be staying there with her and my father while I was waiting for 2 weeks for a flight out somewhere else. So they let me go ahead and crash. Love them to death. Anyways, so the point being is,
shout out them.
Yeah, right, exactly. There's no one like you. There we go. But yeah, so anyways, I saw her cooped up, perked out, just fucking, and I'd never seen her that way. And so I was just like, holy shit, that's kind of fucking, it's hard for me to look at. And it's like, she's had to see like that a million times, my boy. And I'm just like, now I know how it feels. But so it was so bad after that surgery. She was supposed to get the other one done immediately. She's like, I don't think I'm even going to get it done. She's like, I've never felt pain like this in my life. I don't even know if it was worth it, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, damn, was that like bad? Or it's just like I just it hurt that bad. So she gets her next knee surgery done. And she is, being true to herself and her religious beliefs, and just doing her thing. And the little bit of cannabis use is now allowed, or not looked down upon, whatever it might be. If you need to hit the pen for some disty to get the backache gone, go for it. So she was willing to, under my supervision, let me go ahead. And she's like, I trust you that you won't sorry, mommy didn't say it would fuck me up, but like, I will give you a medical dose that is appropriate for what's going on, and let's see how this goes. And dude, she is off the cane already, walking, talking about making dinner. This is less than 2 weeks ago. Like, she would still literally be on the bed, perked out, right now if she didn't have. And so this is the other thing. So I've been giving her, I've been trying to get her quattros, like four, like one by one. So it's not just all, she's getting more cannabinoids. And also I got her some full spectrum CBD capsules, which also are like 1.3 milligrams of THC inside of them, because it's full spectrum. But it's like, that's barely anything for somebody. But for someone who has never drugged, that, like, it took her to where I remember being back at 16, dude. Like, she like straight up, she was like hurting, her knee was swollen. She wasn't due for her pain meds again, and she's always been an angel, so she's not going to go against her doctor's orders. And well, fucking guess what? I would be goddamned if I let you suffer in front of me. Like, I won't allow it. I don't like, the aftercare treatment was appalling to me. I'm not a medical professional, but to like replace somebody's knees and give them so little pain medication. I don't, again, promote drugs or anything, but there's a time and a place, dude. Like, she can't even walk right now. And like, you guys sent her home with 25 of whatever. And like,
a lot of things, they don't give any pain meds
It
anymore.
was so perfectly said is that you have to be underneath the specialist. This and that. Arizona or has so many fucking weird, bizarre. And finally, a doctor gave it to me straight and told me it was just like, that's always because of the controlled substance and if no doctor ever wants to have to deal with the backlash of being sued or that and be like, you can sue him if I choose to take the medication that I bought. Like, what the fuck?
No,
Yeah.
what it is especially in Arizona and a few other places, they push Percocets and Vicodin and stuff so hard in the past
No,
that
you ain't
now
got to
they
tell
can't.
me I
Yeah,
was
they can't.
here and
They created
prove.
addicts and then left.
The Army
Yeah.
created one in me with
So-
perks.
Yeah, I mean,
They
I
threw my
think we've
back
all
out,
walked down that wonky road of fucking making pharmaceutical soup out of yourself. But
Yeah, just fuck.
and it's just like, yeah, and like at that time, I remember I lived in Arizona. True, it had to be 2002, and I could just fucking go in and
Yeah.
I sprained my wrist, doc.
Yep.
And he's like, "You're leaving with a fucking Vicodin prescription, some
And
Somas,
they're gonna give you
and
90.
at least he was breaking me off with a 120 count.
Yeah, bro.
No problem. And it's a schedule 3. I gnaw through these motherfuckers
bro.
as fast as I want to, and then I know that
you need a little more early. Okay,
no.
here you go.
No, or even well, maybe you need something stronger.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
dude, it's just like you like fucking
they took me
doctors
from-
turn you into drug addicts.
I'm
Just like
allergic to
fucking,
Percocet now because of the Navy doctors.
no shit.
I got
didn't know
shot.
You were in the,
I got shot and they had me on Percocet, Perc 10s constantly. And then
Yep.
my body started rejecting it, and then they put me on morphine. Found out that I'm allergic to morphine.
Oh, so yeah,
So they
you can
put me
take
on
codeine
Dilaudid.
and
They
Dilaudid.
tried-
Oh my god,
They
Yeah.
tried
So-
fentanyl.
yeah,
I damn near died.
Durazedic. They used to have
Yeah,
patches.
the patch. Yeah, I damn
yeah.
near died on their lowest patch.
Mm.
So they went back down to
You're
Dilaudid.
that sensitive to opiates, then?
Yeah, I'm allergic.
Straight up to all of them.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Okay.
like that. I get
Interesting.
hives every time the right side or the left side
Yeah.
of my body gets really tense. I
Like
can't
morphine
breathe.
is specifically known for the hive
and the
thing.
warm feeling.
Yeah, like
Yeah, but
wherever.
I get to the point where my mouth blisters. Like it
Holy
gets
shit.
it gets really bad. So
So you have a direct immune response to it.
I was on 32 because I had stomach cancer. So I have autoimmune disorder. So I have adverse reactions to a lot of things. So a pain pill causes me pain. So
Yeah,
I
man.
don't take. I was on 32 prescriptions, and cannabis. To credit your story, cannabis saved my life.
Say less. Like that sums it up about perfectly. Yeah, I got caught up in the whole epidemic of fucking, oh, your wrist hurts? Oh, here's a high five and a slap on the ass on the way out. You go get him, Tiger. It's just like so fucking easy.
You're getting me paid.
Yeah. He'll be like, fucking come back twice this month. But yeah, it was even, I mean, even under insurances, they were just handing them out like candy.
Well, I mean, they were all getting paid. They're like, hey, push this shit. The fucking the pharmacy people, or whoever's.
I know everybody's getting kickbacks somewhere, but it's just like it was just like so loose that it just like everybody found their loopholes.
Yeah.
So we all floated down the benzo boat, opium moat. So I'm lucky we're all still here. Now, with that being said, back to dear sweet mom. Sorry about about my own self-destruction. Didn't want to have to get there. So she's laid up, and I'm gonna go. I'm appalled that they would a 6-week recovery time give her so little pain medication, and she's literally like out on the couch, like in her like a recliner, like she can like sleep in it, and like wailing in pain, and so I'm just like, all right. Time for fucking old Dr. Green Thumb to step in and do his thing. I'm just like, okay, I'd bust out the RSO. I'm going heavy and hard. I'm about ready to fucking hit you. And then you're gonna go to sleep, and that's what you want. And she's like, yeah, I'm in too much pain to make the pain go away. I just need to sleep. And so I understood. Fucking probably 250 milligrams in RSO. A heavy dose.
That's a nice dose,
You are writhing in pain because of your fucking doctors are stingy bitches because they are afraid to do their job. Nobody wants to doctor up now. Because, I could get sued. Yeah, or you could be the best doctor ever, fucking asshole. Anyways, so I hit her with that, boom, out like a light, and perfect. And that fucking the dog's asleep, mom's asleep. I can fucking close my eyes and make sure everything's all right. So the next day, because it was literally, she didn't wake up for almost like a day, like that. It was heavy and hard. And when she like came to, guess what? You're 2 days ahead now on your Percocet, and you've been asleep. And is that okay? Yeah, rest and recovery after you just got chopped in half.
That's what your body really needs, is sleep, especially something that severe as a knee surgery.
Yeah.
People don't heal right because they
They
don't
want to
sleep
get
right.
up and do too much or
sleep
do
is your
something.
superpower. That's how we heal.
Yeah, people don't get it, and that's where I'm just like, yeah. Dude, your bed is like your sanctuary. So, anyways, we get her good off that. And then she's like, what did you give me the other day? I don't even remember being awake. And I was like, you were awake. You got fed. Everything's good. Dog's alive. You're alive. How you feeling? And she's just like, great, actually. I'm hungry. I was like, perfect. Scrambled eggs and bacon coming up. Nice. And it's, like it's all like, I love her to death. So then I was like, okay, how are you feeling about taking your like aspirin, this or that? Do you feel like you need your painkillers this morning? She's like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take one of them, and I'll take half of one of the gummies that you bought for me. And I was like, perfect. Sounds great. We'll see how you do. So it was a Quattro, so it's 4-piece, and then she had her Oxy with it. Rested and sleep again. And then so it's just like, I made a huge batch of butter with fucking probably 30,000 milligrams of THC in here. Like, it is loaded with fucking trim. I was squeezing in RSO like it was fucking raining. It's for me. Like, it's fucking maximum strength, fucking Life Grow fucking approved. Like, it's, but most people would probably be out for 2 or 3 days off of it. So anyways, we started getting her right, and then so I yacked off a piece of that fucking butter, put it into a little tin or like a thing, and I was like, hey, when you feel like you're getting any just like pain in the area, because she kept being like, it's just like that's like throbbing pain, or more or less you're describing neuropathy or nerve pain to me. So I'm not a medical professional. I just fucking use my head. I don't again, I can't. You do whatever you want to do. So I gave her that, and I explained that this is the can of butter that I've made. It's a mix of coconut oil and MTC oil and cannabis, full spectrum. That had everything from trim, stems, shattered, I was throwing in everything. It was like a witch's brew. Yeah. So then she starts using that topical for a day or two. And every day I get home from work, hey, how are you doing? Just like in the general sense of like, like, how are you feeling? Like this or that. And she's like, what's in this? Or like, what's in what? And she's like, what's in this? Because she was rubbing it on her knee, like right onto the wound. Yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean? What is it? And she's like, what's going on? Like, I literally put it on my skin and I get instant relief. Like, it's I can't explain it. All of a sudden the nerve, like, it doesn't have that throbbing pain, and and so she's describing to me as like inflammatory. So it's like exactly what topicals are known for, and this and that. And I was like, well, what's happening is, like, off the rip, you're putting coconut oil and MTC oil onto like a wound, which is going to help with the moving. Like, it's on a knee, so it probably hurts to have to bend it. So it's going to be lubricating that area of your skin, going to instantly relieve some pain. the anti-inflammation is going on, going to relieve some pain. The cannabinoids in cannabis are microbacterial, or I hate to say the wrong words.
Antimicrobial.
There we go. I was like, somebody will fucking light us up in the comments. Actually, but you all know what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and she's like, what's going on? Point being is, all of that is going on. She's like, what? I was like, you're getting pain relief. And then I explained it to her just like it did you. You're getting relief instantly because of the thing, the lubricant, the moisture on the skin. Then the cannabinoids start doing their thing and going through the skin. But she's like, but it doesn't get me spaced out or like taking like the gummies or anything like that, or floaty as she describes it. And I'm like, because topicals aren't digested through the liver or inhaled, it isn't psychoactive, or isn't meant to be psychoactive. Again, all experiences and everybody else may have had something different, but that's my subjective experience. And she's up walking right now, saying she wanted to make dinner tonight, and I said stop. I was like, you kidding me? So it's this last knee surgery, she would have still been in bed complaining of pain. This time she is off the meds almost entirely, besides to go to sleep, and then using edibles as needed. And like, as somebody who's never been a druggie or a drinker, she's extremely responsible with her stuff. She doesn't like, I just like let her have them now. Like, break one in half, like I've kind of showed you. You're good. I know that you're not that type of person. Like, you have too high standards to.
Well, I mean, shit. She's like, what is
70?
This? What is this?
Bro,
what is this
70.
doing? Like, she's just
well, she's absolutely
life can
bamboozled.
Be magic. Life can be magic when you've been told lies.
Well,
your whole life.
And she's like, why wouldn't my fucking doctor? Oh, she didn't say that. Fucking, she would. Yeah. She's like, but why hasn't my doctor ever told me this?
Because legally they can't.
Yeah, I had to explain it. FDA, federally, that is not an approved drug. If the doctor did that, he would be cutting directly into the big fucking pharma.
Yeah, and then you can't they've had a patent on it since we were little.
Cancer itself, and all.
I mean, did either of you get to try Marinol?
Yeah, I did. I used to break it up.
It was fucking terrible. It was just one cannabinoid. I don't know if they're gel caps,
little balls,
little
like
gel
this.
caps. Yeah,
we would pop them open sometimes, and we would try to put them on joints and shit.
Like interesting. My friend, he said that he had some.
I'm doing infused joints before infused joints.
Right, medical grade, bitch. Literally, because that was the Marinol. It was like one cannabinoid. It wasn't very pleasant. And
not pleasant at
it
all.
tastes like
shit.
Yeah.
Well, it not only, but it just didn't like, this isn't like smoking weed, and so it was dirty.
Yeah.
They've had patents on this shit and are ready to package it up as soon as they get the green light. So, but just it's amazing of the healing powers of cannabis, especially if you are completely naive to your endocannabinoid system doesn't know. Hasn't been pounded down for 25 years. Fucking, and like Pop Buddha made up a great point of like, medicate. Like, have you ever actually not tried to get faced? Just like tried to like achy back or whatever. No, you made a good point. I saw, and I was just like, fuck. I've always been one to just think of getting faced. I really have never, even though it's medical, it's always been recreational. As well.
I've always been. Lately, I try to take some, and then but then I'm like, all right, time to get faced.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. And I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I could talk for hours.
You and me both. That's why I've tried to be quiet and let you talk this time. So
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm learning, Doug. I'm learning.
We all are.
Everybody. So thank you very much for coming. Our plug talker, everything was absolutely that. We don't need to go into anything. We have more guests coming up next week. I'm going to announce those later on in the week because, life right now, sometimes people can't make it and so on and so forth. So, we may start doing one a weekend or something, and like banking one or something for some weekends.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly
I mean?
What you're speaking
of. So we're not all stressed out too much and
Good
stuff.
Question
we can get
before
some more
we
stuff
end
on.
it.
Yeah.
Gas terps or fruit terps?
Oh yeah.
Man, I cannot have both. I was like, bro, somebody's got to have a cut.
If you have to pick one, I always say
sour.
both.
Sour.
Right,
I'm a sour slut, dude. I fucking fed my family off sour diesel and haze.
I need some of
it
that
is
New
what
York
it
City
is.
diesel. That
Did you ever you never got a chance to try the NYCD? No,
oh, I did.
Oh, okay, okay.
'cause in Missouri and all that shit, we had all sorts of shit.
I wish
that and then cat piss.
Yeah.
Like
Some of that
super silver haze. That
cat
piss
shit
cut.
takes me back. Yeah, so that's right when we was getting names. So yeah, I just like sour. Everybody talks shit on sour diesel nowadays, but I'm just like,
I
that's
love that shit.
I said it's got a place in my heart, dude.
We're smoking sour.
I smoked so much
diesel.
sour. I fucking sold so much sour. I loved it. Whenever my plug said that he had sour, I was like, I'm taking it. Yeah, because it looked like
that's me and Blueberry.
It didn't look very good, but man, the smell was punch you in your face. Open that jar, it's gonna smell up the entire room.
Oh yeah! All right, well, big shout out to JD.
Hey,
life is going great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
And we'll have you on again because you and I can both talk forever, and we have some great conversations,
my friend.
And we have definitely more psychedelic stuff to talk about. Thank you to Habari Entertainment. Thank you, Pop Buddha. Sin City Seeds, eventually get to grow on that. Arise, Cookies, especially Santa Cruz Boys, Earth Rhythm, Growing Passion, Buck.
Keep doing it.
Native selections and stuff. We'll be talking to you guys some more. High Grade, me, not true. Who else? Everybody that's been watching, listening. Shout out Boo Minati. Shout out Boo. Shout out Ghost. Shout out Sabrina Skittles. Shout out everybody.
Oh yeah, Sabrina Skittles. Yeah.
Hey, shout out everybody. We love you all.
That's right. Yeah.
If I didn't shout you out, shout yourself out in the comments. We'll see you Tuesday night in the live. 5 p.m.
Dank Doinkies. Yeah.
Dank Doinkies. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Jules, she's a big supporter of us. Yeah, hell yeah. All right. Love you all. Tap in.
Appreciate you.
Trip out.